Raise your hand if you 100% truly feel valued at your current job. They value everything you're paid around the month. Life is wonderful. Raise your hand. Okay, if you have your hands up, get your phone out and get on Facebook. This talk's not for you. Okay, now for the rest of us, and I know there's a lot of us, there's a problem with value in the workplace. Global studies report that over 80% of people leave their jobs because they don't feel valued. Those that do stay in their jobs, a lot of times they've handed over the value to the company. They don't value themselves. They're looking for it externally. I was talking to a friend of mine. She was telling me this story. She was working for a company and her old boss was replaced by a new boss. The new boss, of course, came in and got rid of half the staff underneath it. One of those real cutting type people. She was laid off along with a friend of hers. This friend of hers that was laid off, he had worked for that company for over 20 years. 2 months after he got laid off, he took his own life. His value was in the company, not in himself. We've grown up trusting that companies will take care of us and that we can put our faith and trust in companies and corporations. We've got to start taking that back. How do we get here? We've never been taught to sell ourselves. We're never taught how it's appropriate to know what we're worth, know our value, and how we communicate that to others through selling ourselves. It starts in the interview. In the interview process, most people walk in with no clue at what they're bringing to the table and what they're worth. You've got to do that. We have the resources today. On the internet, we have Glassdoor and many other sites that will tell you roughly the salary and type of package you can expect at any company. Research. If you're happy, that's great. You find a company that matches the value that you'll receive and that you give back to them. The other thing happens, people stay working for companies too long, or they trust the company will take care of them. That happened to me. 2 years out of college, I got my dream job. I got to work at a .com. It was incredible. We had beanbag chairs. We had beer. I had a stack of stock options. When those things vested, I was going to be a multi-millionaire. I was set. 8 months later, gone. Over. I had to go home and tell my wife, who was pregnant with our first child, that the company's over. Bankrupt. Gone. Okay, so I went to work for a Fortune 50 company, major corporation, massive, no more startup craziness for me. 2.5 years later, laid off. I learned quickly that I had to find my skills and my value and get myself able to sell myself so I could continue working for different companies, doing the things that help me get valued. Third thing that happens to people is sometimes they don't know their values. They've worked at a place so long with a particular title that they feel like that's all they can do. You ask them, what do you do? They're like, I don't know, I just do this one thing. There's no other thing I can do. It's like, come on. You've got things you can do. You know, you ask a child what they can do, they will tell you. As adults, it's gone out of us. You know, we can sell a bed frame on Craigslist. We can go on Facebook Marketplace and sell an old toaster oven, but we can't sell ourselves. It's not comfortable to sell ourselves to someone when we're trying to determine that they can value us and what we bring to the table and what they bring back to the table. It's equal. Tonight, before you go to bed, I want you to get out a piece of paper and a pen, and I want you to first get your mind as if you're your BFF. Pretend like you are your best friend. You're the friend that helps you bury bodies. The one where you pick up the phone and say, we're going to Vegas, and they've already got their bags packed and they're driving to your house. That friend. What would that friend say about you? What would that friend say that you have to value yourself? Write it down. Write it down and write how that's you. That's your value. Those are your features. Take that list and I want you to look at it every morning and every night for 30 days. Look at it and I want you to add to it. Now, when you have to build a resume, you have your skills. When you walk into an interview, you have your arsenal. Now, you will know what you're worth. So go out there and sell yourself.